My name's Njeri. I am a mother of 2 girls, and I started Maryfaith Children Center in the year 2002, and I didn't register it because I was just doing a kienyeji one, that I'll be getting a girl who has been sexually abused and then taking her back. So I just started a kienyeji in my room, that when I get one girl, that's all. After the case, the girl go back to school. But I saw it cannot work like that. So in the year 2004, I registered as a self-help group. And I started with those 10 girls. It was very difficult for me because I didn't have finances, and I need to take care of these children. They need to eat, they need to go to the hospital. And so I decided also to register it as a CBU. I was working as a teacher, and I decided it's good to help a person, a girl who have been sexually abused. So I stopped teaching. I joined the children's department as a volunteer children officer, and I worked in Dagoretti. So by that time, we were offered a course by the government to go and do working with the children and women. It was a pilot project that the government wanted to do a certificate in the country, and they had to introduce it. So they used the people who are working with the children. I was lucky to be selected in Nairobi, and I went back to learn more about the children. And as I was working in the children department, I saw that gap, the very big gap of a girl who has been sexually abused, and especially an orphan. She doesn't have anybody to take care of. Nobody is there for her because people abuse them, telling them, you know, it's you are careless, where have you been, who is your boyfriend? And you see, by this time, this girl has been abused in the family, and now she doesn't have anybody. So maybe the girl ended up in the street. So I decided to help, and I say, okay, I think if I help one girl, it can bring a difference. I was thinking it's one girl, but now the number continue growing, bigger, 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 up to now that we are 65 children. Having the number of the girls, the babies are 7 for those who have been sexually abused, now who are sitting for their final year. And other ones who are here, they are still going back to school. And others, some are here, are pregnant during the COVID. This is the COVID and year period. One of the girl who is in Form 4, who is sick, she went to look for a birth certificate from the relative, and the relative also decided to abuse her. And when we took her to the hospital, you see, now she didn't come immediately to the center, so she came after 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks she was pregnant. So when we took her to the hospital, as we don't believe in abortion, so we stayed with the girl, and then after that, the girl, when we took the girl, she went back to school, because you see, now schools are allowed. She went back to school, but she was not feeling well, so we had to go for her, and I took her back to the hospital, and by that time there was that, it's called tubal pregnancy. So the doctor has to terminate it, because now it can kill the girl, and that is why you can see she is very weak. Yeah. Yeah.
What keeps you going, Mom?
What keeps me going is when I see the determination of these girls. And I see, if you take the girl to school, you know, I have those girls who are in Butele High School, State House, you know, that one makes me feel okay. So it's only abuse that can make these ones hinder their vision. So if they are taken care of, they can continue with their education, and they can make good people in this country and change the abuse. And so that is the morale that they give me, morale themselves when I take them to school.
What is your message to people who are taking care of young girls? especially these ones who are in vulnerable ages. What is your plea to parents?
Okay, to me, what I always tell parents, wherever I go and wherever I meet them, I just tell them, it's very important when you are taking care of your children, but you should be very careful also. Know that there are other orphans who are there. You know, so many people do not take care of their other orphans. They just assume it's my sister's children, it's my brother's children. So for them to get education or for them to be here, they need to sweat. They need either to work so that they can go to school. And uncles, they need, uncles, what they do, they know this one is now my sex object. If I want to take her to school, she has to submit to me. So what I always tell people, be very careful when you are taking care of the orphans, because even the Bible says, when you are taking care of the orphan and the vulnerable, you are letting God. And in a way, God will pay you. So what I always tell parents, please, please, if you know that you cannot be able to take care of that child, just hand that child over, either to a children's home or to just say to the government, me, I cannot take care of this one, instead of abusing. And also parents to take care of their own children, because also them, they are being abused by their own dads and or aunt. So it's very important for you as a mother, have a close friendship with your child, because your child will be able to tell you what is happening in her life.
From your experience, is the abuse from within, or it is strangers who abuse the children?
No, children are being abused by the people that they trust. You know, you trust your dad very much, so you know your dad cannot hurt you. But here, as we are here, there are those girls who are, their parents are dead, their mothers, but the father is alive. So, and like now I have 3 girls who have babies from their daddy, because the mother is not there. So they have gone through hell because they trust their daddy so much. So even if the dad will tell them, the child, come in my room and wash my room, the girl is okay because this is my daddy's room. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What are your challenges and what kind of support do you need?
My challenges are everything, because you see, we need education. These children need school fees. They need uniform, they need books, they need to go to school. You know, sometimes people pay for us school fees. I lack transport. Sometimes they pay school fees, they don't have shopping. So it's everything. When it comes to the medical, you know, our country, if you don't have a national hospital card, it's very hard for you to be treated. And outpatient, it cannot be done in Kenyatta, so unless it is inpatient. So, and these girls, majority of them, they suffer uterus problems. That is which is very difficult for me to take them to the other hospital. They need a bigger hospital like Kenyatta, where we can be able to see a gyna. And there you have to pay. So that is also another biggest challenge. So when we talk about the problems, it is all around.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your biggest hope as we finish? What are you hopeful for?
For me, I am hoping to make more women, to change more women, because now I'm calling them children, but some few years they will be women. I need to see children, women who have been healed, that they can even be able to stand on their own, and they can be able to support even the government and say, we are supposed to say no to the violence.